Welcome back, and we're moving into our first conversation for today as we are joined by representatives of Inmaculada Martial Arts Club, and we have a very familiar face with us now. We have Sensei Liangil, who is the chief instructor at the club, and we have with us on set two of the trainees. We have Ronan Solis, who's a student at Inmaculada, and Alexander Usher, who's also a student at Inmaculada. Good morning, at Inmaculada Martial Arts Club. Good morning, and thank you for being here.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Good morning. Yes, it's a little bit early, isn't it? So, Sensei, let's jump into it. Of course, we know that there's a special Karate Cup coming up, and let's just find out how your work has been going. You've been working with kids for quite some time.
First off, I'd just like to make a little correction. So these guys are not from the Inmaculada Martial Arts Club.
Oh.
They're actually from the Belize city, but Inmaculada is a branch of our dojo. We're from the Martial Arts Academy, but we have a branch in Orange Walk, the Inmaculada Primary School.
Okay.
And this event that we're hosting this weekend is they're the ones hosting it. So it's a Inmaculada organized event.
So you also manage a club in Orange Walk as well?
Yes, I do.
Wow. And how many students do you have there?
At Inmaculada, currently we have 30 students. I think we're getting about 97% participation this weekend. So Orange Walk is very excited for programs for kids.
Yeah.
So we've been running this program there since last year in March, where it started off, and then it has taken root. The parents are excited about it still 1.5 years later, almost 2 years, they're still excited about it. The kids are still enthusiastic about it. And they're more energetic about this weekend because, you know, they've come to the place where they recognize, you know, they can host an event. So they're going all out there in Orange Walk, I can tell you that much.
So you're going to have your students challenging other students.
Right. So we're just
That's
growing
a tough spot to be in.
Yeah, I am, you know, in these days, I have several roles to play.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get to play the role I would like to play very much, which is coaching them. But I'm referee, and sometimes I'm judge, and then I'm organizer, and we're trying to make sure that, you know, everything is lined, all the paperwork. Because you know, when it comes to dealing with parents about their kids, you can't make mistakes. You can't make mistakes, right? So
you have a very successful dojo in Belize City, and then you expanded. Expansion is always difficult, but why Orange Walk as compared to anywhere else?
You know, I've learned just to roll with life. You know, I just go where I'm needed, and wow, I put that there. They called me actually. Okay. They called me. Actually, we were in Orange Walk 2 years before, and we tried to do our own thing, and then it didn't pan out, right? So we took a break. But I've always wanted to go to Orange Walk, and then you know, 2 years later, I was called. You know, my phone rang, and it was a conversation about this, and I'm saying, oh, yeah, well, it probably will work out now because last time I was a man from Belize City trying to do something in Orange Walk. It doesn't work that way. You need Orange Walk
people. You need the Orange Walk people to invite you in.
Right, who know Orange Walk and know the culture in Orange Walk. So since last year, the careers have been very helpful, and then all the parents in the dojo have been very supportive. And I'm just watching and listening. So they learn from me, I learn from them, and you know.
What's different about having a dojo in Orange Walk Town and Belize City?
You know, if I can give an answer that's a little bit edgy. You know, the first thing different is, you know, I'm standing there, and I'm the chief instructor, and we started with 50 students actually. But clubs normally start like that, everybody's excited, and then you weed out the ones, you know, and I'm a Creole man, and my students are Hispanic. So that's the first thing you can see.
Yeah.
And then now it's a little bit even crazier because now our judo instructor, he's from Japan. So you have one Creole man, one Japanese, and all Hispanic students. You know, but we get along because for us it's not about that. You know, these kids, we have something to offer. I've been training for 20 years. Sensei Masateru has been training since he was 6, now he's 33. Actually, I think Judo Federation is going to contact you guys because he was just at the World Veterans Judo Championship in Cancun, and he took third place in the world.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, well, he wasn't representing Belize, but still, he's our instructor, so we're still proud of that.
Yeah.
So maybe.
And what in terms of the mesh between the discipline of karate and the overriding culture in Orange Walk makes it a good fit?
You know, I think, you know, as a parent, when you're thinking about your kid and what's beneficial to your kid, it doesn't matter what traditions you have, whatever mentality you have about this and that. You're just thinking about the long-term effect that this is going to be very good for my kid. And I don't know anything about it because parents keep telling me that we don't know. When they're sitting there, they're telling me that they are learning. You know, we do have some parents there as well as here. They can get up and teach that kata for you. They've been to all the classes. They watch the videos. We've been uploading our syllabus online. And they know the katas as well as the kid because they're correcting. No, it's not like that. So it's good. You know, that's
Sounds
the type
like
of
you'll have to
support.
start a parents group soon.
Yeah, there's been a little bit of talk about it.
You know, the reason I asked that is because we've been watching the news lately, and there's been a lot of upheaval in Orange Walk. I'm not surprised if they do a state of emergency in Orange Walk shortly. But it seems to me that it's a place where violence is taking root, in a place that you have a lot of economic activities, one of the richer districts of the country. And karate is almost a weird mix because it's sort of like violence, but it's discipline, more so than violence. Do you think that it will pan over and expand to maybe help to off-stem some of the violence of the youth in Orange Walk?
I think not immediately, you know, because we're starting with this generation. It takes a while for this generation to, you know. But I'll tell you what, we started in Orange Walk last year in March with just like Inmaculada. And now we have 3 clubs in Orange Walk because we have a branch. La Inmaculada is a private club because you have to be attending La Inmaculada school. But we also opened a martial arts academy door for the town of Orange Walk called the Orange Walk Martial Arts Academy. And then Bishop Martin High School called us, they wanted a program too, so now we're also at Bishop Martin High School. So Orange Walk is taking to it. You know, there are people there who want change and they want better. They're looking around and seeing what's going on. And they're trying to do their best to, you know, just the entire community. You know, everywhere you go, it's not everyone who is bad. There are a few. Okay.
Now, one of the things we know is that getting children engaged in positive activities helps them with their development personally and also within schools. Talk to us about how the discipline of karate helps your students.
Well, you mentioned school, which is academics. We don't try to fight academics. We try to go with it because it's a huge thing. So we just did in Orange Walk, they had midterm already. So I got all the photos with all the midterm reports to see who is
They have to report their grades to you.
Right, they have to send it in because, you know, it's extracurricular activity and parents love to say, I think a karate you feel.
Oh, so they have a responsibility to keep up grades.
You need to help us. We're marketing this as it's positive, it has a good effect, so you have to help us. So you have to show that you're able to balance your grades and do this because you know what happens as soon as your grades start to dip, it's out. You know, somehow we get the blame. Sometimes we have some kids, they weren't bringing good grades in the first place, but all of a sudden he's doing karate and that's karate.
Yeah.
So we get that all the time, so we have to be like that. And it's a prerequisite to qualify. We have testing coming up for the new rank, and the kids are excited about that. But you need to bring in your report card first to qualify. Otherwise, you get them. They only want to train karate and they don't want to study and do homework. So we have to create the balance.
And the discipline that's instilled in them? Because I know Kevin mentioned that a lot of people view karate as violent, but there's actually some very important principles in karate that you don't combat. It's just learning how to.
Right. You know, it's a strange concept. The world of Buddha, the world of martial arts, where you learn to fight so that you don't have to fight.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people miss that. You know, they think, oh, you know, especially with MMA on mainstream in Hollywood, it's about who has the most testosterone and who can smash who's face. And, you know, MMA is a commercialized aspect of martial arts, the martial arts systems. It's not, you know,
It's not what
Classic.
the true principles
Right.
of it.
It's not, it's Hollywood basically.
Yeah.
You know, it's, you want to get people to buy merchandise and buy, so it's not the truth. So you get these guys and, you know, these managers and you know, beef them up and this is how you have to be and it's something to sell. So, so of course anything can be used in and manipulated in any way. But we don't sell MMA to kids. in karate, sport karate, we pull punches. Anything, the rule set is if you're going to the head, it has to be control. And maybe not even touch, just close is good. And that rules even applies to adults because we need to keep our sport safe and we want it to look attractive to everyone.
But yeah,
So I want to hear from Alexander and Ronan about how long you've been doing karate and what school you go to. Let's get that correct.
I go to Horizon Academy, and I've completed 6 years of karate.
6
Wow.
years. Wow.
that's why you have all those fancy things on your belt. Huh? What do the things on your belt mean? What those?
There's stripes of the katas you completed. So each time you complete a kata, you get a stripe.
What is a kata? It's like a chain. What is a kata?
A kata is sort of like a combination of karate moves, and you put it into a certain sequence.
It's like a dance then. It's like a dance, but you're
Sort
punching and
of.
kicking, right?
Sort of.
Awesome.
Alex says, don't call it a dance.
Hey, don't call it a
I
dance.
know. I saw that face. Ronan?
I attend All Saints Primary
Okay.
School, and I think I've completed 7 years of karate.
That's a lot of time. Can I ask you a question? How much of it, maintaining karate in addition to school for 6, 7 years, has been because your parents want, or because you want to go?
I want to go.
You want to go. Why?
So it helps me to know more how to defend myself. So when I get older and people try to come at me, I can defend myself well.
And for you, Ronan?
Defense, and it keeps me away from home for a couple.
I don't think that one.
I love their honesty.
You know, like these guys are talking about old people stuff. They're talking about discipline and all that thing. But it must be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the most fun part of it? Is the most fun part of it getting the belts, or the most part of it getting into the kumite? You call it
Kumite.
kumite, which is the combat.
Yeah.
Which is the most fun part of it, or being able to tell your friends, I have a nice brown belt that has lots of notches in it. What is the most fun about it?
Well, I think it's the committee, because if you do win, you get a medal,
Wow.
and then you celebrate.
I like competing in competitions
You do. Do you normally win?
sometimes.
Have you guys ever gotten hurt? Like, you know?
Not
No?
really.
Never?
Yeah.
You have? How did you get hurt?
Well, once we were doing committee at school, and a kid named Emmanuel punched at me, and we punched at the same time, right?
Ah,
But when he cried, his mouth came down at my face.
wow. And didn't that make you want to stop? Because, I mean, you got hurt. So it's like, man, I don't want to do that again.
No.
No? Wow. You know, when I was growing up, there were lots of karate movies. There was Bruce Lee, there was Chuck Norris and all these guys. But now you guys don't have anybody who does karate on TV like that. Am I right?
No, I don't think.
You see?
No.
Ah. So when you're doing karate, what made you want to do karate?
Well, one for me is to get fit.
It's discipline. Sorry, not discipline. Defense and, to get fit.
Interesting. You have them good.
And you have to keep up your grades to stay in karate,
Yeah.
right? You guys are at Red Dragon here in Belize City. Yeah. Does it make you want to do better in school, or does it?
Wants me to. I feel like the karate wants me to maintain my grades and do it.
Yeah, because you don't want to lose your karate classes.
Yeah.
And for you?
Well, pretty much the same thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Because if I do quit karate, I've gone 7 years for nothing. That's nothing.
Have you ever tried to teach anybody else some of the things you learned?
Sometimes my brother, he's in karate too.
How old is he?
9,
What belt does he have?
brown,
Okay, and you?
brown.
Brown too.
What was the toughest belt to get? The first one? Which one was the toughest belt to get?
I think brown is
Why?
because you need to have a certain amount of knowledge. You need to know your rules, and you need to know katas.
And are you at the place now that you're breaking boards? I see that on TV. I don't know if you guys do that too. Do you guys break
We
boards?
tried it once.
We tried it once.
And it broke?
And
Yeah, I broke it.
I'm afraid now. I'm officially afraid. This is it.
so, you know, what are your friends? I mean, do you have friends that are in class too, and the people at school? What do they ask you the most about you doing karate?
They don't really ask questions about karate, but if I do tell them, I usually get I usually tell them I ranked up, like got a new belt, or I won a competition.
Okay. And they're like, cool.
Sorta.
So what is it? Sorry, what is it about competitions that you like so much? Just being able to show your skills.
Yeah. Yes.
What's been your toughest fight? Win or lose?
Well, when I was just starting out karate, when I was about orange belt, I was beaten by someone who has a green belt.
That's
That
a
was
higher
my
belt.
tough-
Yeah. So were you scared going into the match because you knew he had a higher
I
belt
was
than
a
you did?
little bit scared.
Yeah. But you were still proud of yourself with how you did?
Usually I'm nervous, but once I manage to lay the first point, then I just try to keep that up.
What's your strategy in a competition?
I make more points doing my kicks to the head, but I have to control them. So I score the point, and then they give me the point, and then I try to not let them score a point on me.
You know, there's a cartoon, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't know if you know that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And each of
Not
them.
our version, their new version, right?
When I'm talking about my version, I like Donatello. But each of them have a weapon. Have you guys been exposed to using like nunchucks as yet?
Yeah.
How many weapons have you been working on, and which is your favorite? Even if you haven't done it as yet, you look forward to saying, you know, like I'll put
We haven't tried the katana yet.
What's the katana, you?
A sword.
That is. The
Oh,
sword?
the sword.
Sword, yeah.
I think they're far away from the sword, right?
I've used a sword before in a karate class.
Just did the basics.
Okay.
But a wooden one, not
Oh,
Yeah. I had a little momentary heart pause, yeah.
I haven't used the sword. I've used the nunchakus and the bow. The bow stuff, like that what Donatello
stick.
uses, yeah.
yeah. I
Long
like that
stick.
one too.
I use the other two as well, but instead I use the jodas as well.
What is the jodo?
It's basically a bowl, but then it broke in half. So there's two parts to use it.
I've never seen that one.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 short sticks.
Those are just unknown things to me to add to my vocabulary. But Leon, you've seen these boys, and your girls in your club too? Boys and girls grow over the years, and not just in karate. What about that experience? What is it like to see them go from little kids who just wanted to do something to kids who really take this sport serious?
You know, I was a parent way before I was a parent. So it's like that, you know. I'm a teacher. You know, I also work at Horizon Academy. I'm his PE teacher as well, and his swimming instructor, and his karate teacher. So
Wow.
he sees me a
Well-rounded.
lot.
Well-rounded.
I'm just someone who likes to watch things grow. I think that's why I've been so successful and has been doing so well in the martial arts, because I enjoy seeing something move from that to that. You know, so that's it for me.
What's your idea of a success in a student? Is it moving up in belts? What is it?
No, actually, you know, I always say it to our students because I love sports. I love all sports. So for me, it's not that not everyone who comes to us will get a black belt in karate.
Yeah.
So it's just that whenever I see a student who trained with us maybe a long time ago and they still remember me and they talk about how they missed the dojo and I remember we used to, and then there's still for me that success. And then this is also success for the ones who stay and go and travel the distance. Because what these guys are not saying to you is the stripes on their belt. At a lower rank, stripes on their belt represent how many katas you've learned. But at brown belt, the stripes actually represent degrees, and at brown belt we have 3 degrees before you move to black belt. So they're both 3rd degree brown belt, and both of them have already completed the first half of their black belt examination. So at this December, they're hoping to complete the second, actually at the end of this month, and then the promotion ceremony should be in December.
But for the rest of us who don't understand karate, what does it take to move up in a belt, and how big a deal it is that these young kids are moving to black belt status?
It's a big deal because we have adults who can't do it. You know, we're having kids who are doing. You know, it's dedication because we do ranking just twice a year. So it takes 6 months to qualify to test. And then you have to do well on the test. Doesn't mean you're going to pass because...
Are we talking written tests, practical tests?
Practical, oral, written. The higher up you go, the more technical we become with it because these guys are ambassadors for our club, so we have to make sure that when they go and I'm not around and people are talking to them like they know what to say, they know what to do. No, you're not doing it correct. No, that's not what it is. They have to know some history, some philosophies. And, you know, with Sensei Terry who does judo, it's the same thing. So our karate and his judo have been meshing really well.
Leon, could you just walk us through because we see brown here, and we know they start at white, and we know they end at degrees of black. But could you talk to us about the different stages in between? You move from this belt to this belt to what color? Yeah. Kind of like SC, you know?
Yeah. You know, it's, you know, it just goes back to the story of how the concept of belts came up. Because in the beginning there were no orange belt and yellow belt and black belt. There was only white belt because starting hundreds of years ago, white was the cheapest material to find. So everybody just wore white belt, you know. And there's a tradition that you don't wash your belt. You sweat, you leave it there because, you know, it's a proof of your hard work. So eventually the white belt becomes black. So then they were only, right, and blood and whatever. So there were only 2 belts. So there was the white belt, and then automatically the black belt came, just by years of hard work. Then in between, they started to realize, especially when martial arts came to the West, they started realizing that, you know,
we like to structure everything. Yeah.
Western people are different from Eastern people. We need to see our progress.
We have to see the competition in it
all.
all.
So okay, they started implementing little belts. Even jiu-jitsu, now jiu-jitsu still only has 4 belts, just a little bit. And so we use 9. So we go from white to yellow to orange to blue to green. Then 3 degrees in brown. Then we give you a temporary black belt. Then you get your official 1st degree black belt. And then you move from there.
Is there a reason why there's no red? Because red is a color, I think.
Auspicious color.
Yeah,
red is
victory, war.
Right. It depends on what system you're training and what system what country your system came from. But for us, red belt means it's a high ranking belt and it's also a no belt. Because for us, red belt is actually 5th degree black belt. You get a red belt. But it's not called a red belt, it's a black belt, just it's red to signify that. Because there are only 10 degrees in black belt that you can go. So red belt is signifying that you're halfway. Right? And when we use red belt in competition, it means nothing. It's just a way of identifying you. So you are red and you are blue. So it's red versus blue. You know, it's in Japan we say aka for red and ao for blue. And when we're awarding points, it's not Marlene, it's blue, red, 2 points, red, and it's like that.
And can you tell us the difference between, well, I'm familiar with Shotokan. 1 blue, 1 kill, I think, if I remember that from my childhood, my brother. But you do Red Dragon.
Right.
Karate. What's the difference between the two?
Well, Red Dragon Karate, it's a composite martial arts system. So Shotokan is Shotokan, just strictly Shotokan.
Composite martial arts system.
Because the founder of Red Dragon Karate is someone who spent a lot of time, he's from America, but he spent a lot of time in Asia studying 9 major disciplines. When he came back to America, he combined them. So that was the birth of Red Dragon. So when you train with us, and maybe it's important to note that when you get a black belt from us, it means you have information about these 9 major systems. So,
what are 9 major systems?
well, I've changed. So there are more than 9 now, because since I took over from my instructor, Rick Bateman, there were some systems that I was fond of, and I didn't, why not add these? So I added 2 more. I added Jiu-Jitsu and I added the basics of Capoeira. Because I like those. Those were fun for
That
me.
gave you a reason to do capoeira, right?
Right. And kids like it.
Yeah.
And I'm always dealing with kids, and I'm a big kid at heart. If I do the same thing over and over, I get bored. You know, and I'm not very academic, but I learn anything quickly.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's why I do track, I do football, I do volleyball, I do triathlon. I have to do these things, otherwise I get bored. So I'm switching sports throughout the year just to keep myself focused. And then I realized that kids are just like that. You know, you can have this kid doing the same thing. So some kids get it, but not all kids. So when I'm switching, and I don't tell them that I'm switching, so they don't know when we're doing what from what. They just know they went to karate today and it was fun.
Yeah.
Right, so we're switching karate, judo, jiu-jitsu, capoeira, hand movement, taekwondo, different things. We just change, and they have a great time doing it.
You mentioned something I think that is very important, and I understand your challenge in working with parents, because parents are very academic driven, and so they think everything else is frivolous. But you said for yourself, you're not academically inclined. Doesn't mean that you don't do good in school. It's just easier to commit to one thing than the other.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of kids like that in this country. They just can't fit into the system that we have in place. Do you make an effort to work with marginalized kids who just, you know, they're in school maybe they're out of school, but they're far more committed to building a sport or a craft versus putting it in at school?
Yes, actually, I am pro this system.
Yes.
This is my system.
Yeah.
While I understand the importance of academics,
Yeah.
but I understand that bringing both of them together is perfection. You have to do that. So I've tried to create balance. Yes, we do. We do a lot of scholarship programs. We bring them in, but to qualify for our scholarship program, the parents will dictate that, because if you're a parent and you're not going to come and you're not going to check on your kid, then I can't work with this one, because it has to be both of us.
Yeah.
You know, especially if we're dealing with the marginalized, it's important that at minimum the parent wants better for them. Otherwise, you come here with me and I'm only with you for 1 hour a day.
Yeah.
Then you have to go home. So it's my 1 hour versus the other 23. Nothing is going to happen. So we have to be realistic about it. You know, it's not you go to karate, you're going to be disciplined. No, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah. What is it like for your parents? Are they #1 fans? Do they get tired of hearing you talk about karate? What is it like?
Well, at competitions, my mom is usually shouting, "Yay, yay!"
Is she the loudest one there?
Sometimes, yeah.
Only when he's
Yay, Mom.
competing.
And what does that mean for you?
Well, it means she cares about me. She doesn't want me to get hurt, and she wants me to win. But it's not like she wants me to beat up another child dangerously. Just she wants me to win.
My dad is the one that usually takes me. My mom also wants me to win when she's at home. She's cheering for me. She doesn't really want me to get hurt.
Yeah.
And
She doesn't go because she doesn't want to see you hit?
I don't know. And my dad usually is the one that's yelling for me while I'm competing.
What do you guys do with your old belts? I'm curious.
I just put them in my closet.
You thought they were framed
Yeah, I thought
somewhere?
they were framed, or because Do they also? It's just a belt, or do they also get a certificate?
There's also a certificate.
Yeah.
But you know, at the ceremony with the kids, they don't really want the certificate. They just want the belt.
Yeah.
The belt, and I've gotten stories that they sleep with it on the pillow and all sorts of.
They worked hard for it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the Karate Cup.
Yeah, well, it's being organized by Inmaculada.
Okay.
And it's a Red Dragon production thing. But Shotokan schools are also taking part in it. We have the KSKD,
You have the what?
KSKD,
KS.
Kazuko Shotokan Karate Dojo, all the way from Benke.
Okay.
They're also coming up to Orange Walk this weekend. And we recognize that it's a little bit difficult to travel all the way. So we appreciate them taking the time out.
Yeah.
So Kazuko, Sensei Rito Fernandez, we've been, over the years, we've supported each other tremendously. So they're coming up. And last night, we're pretty much finished with the pre-registration. So we were at 52 athletes. Wow. And then Kazuko has guaranteed us 12 more, 12, and then they're saying that more people. Last week they said 12 officially, and then they're saying more will sign up this week.
That's a cool poster, sorry.
Yeah, we have to give credit to Mr. Carrillo. He's the brain behind things like these.
That's an amazing poster.
Yeah, he does some amazing things all the time. So when I need something, I just give him the work.
Yeah.
I ask him logos and
52 athletes so far, all kids.
yeah. So we're adults.
Benke, Orange Walk, Belize City.
Right.
Where else are they coming from?
Basically those three.
Those three.
Benke, Orange Rock, Belize City.
What does that signify to you? That's definitely showing a growth in interest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, actually. Unfortunately, we've had schools in Corozal before, and they didn't survive the test. So, well, now we're Orange Rock, so slowly we're making our way back
Closer.
north.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can reestablish that. And, we also had Sensei David Diego, who was out in Belmopan all these years, and he has relocated to the U.S. I know the president of the Karate Federation and Sensei Herman Pastor, he has taken over that club, so he's doing some work to make sure that the kids don't lose interest. So we appreciate that too.
What do you do on competition day when you have your Belize City students versus your Orange Walk students?
I stay away from the competition.
You know, parents are going to be watching you with eagle eyes, like, oh, he looks like he's cheering for this one more.
Yeah, I just designate the Orange Walk students. That's Fred Usher. He's like one of my chief assistants. So we travel. So the kids are familiar with him, and in the back there's Melvin Armstrong. So everybody just designated to coach. Because I'm official, I take a safe role for the day. I'm not allowed to coach. So I'm official and I'm at the officiating desk, and I stay away from it. But still, you know, every now and again, if one of my students is going up against one of the kids from Cairo, then
that's a different story. That one we see.
Right,
Yeah,
I can get in.
Yeah. It's when you're instructor in both places. Are you guys ready for the competition?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How affordable is it? If I'm a parent looking on, how affordable is it? I look at the very nice gi, I think we call them.
Yeah.
Which is the uniforms, the belts, and the subscription to the clubs. I assume that's what you call it. How affordable is it? You don't have to give us an exact figure, but...
Well, I don't mind. You know, I'm on TV. Why don't right? We charge $100 a month to train karate.
$10 a week, that's...
Yeah, and then to sign up is $35 registration. And initially, it's a little bit costly because you have to get the gi. But you know, if you're willing to shop around a little, if you go to the textile, I don't know, they get the stuff all the time, so people just go there and find them. Because we don't really.
There's no, you have to have this specific one.
No, as long as it's white, it's a white uniform because the colors have significance in the martial arts training. And as long as it's not publicizing some other country or some other federation or some other school, then it's fine. We don't really have, you need to buy it from us. You know, if you have somebody from America going to send one for you, and that's fine because, you know, we're encouraging that. And then besides that, we test twice a year, and it's $35 for the testing and the promotion fee. Wow. And then besides that, it's just the different events that we partake in every year. So we try to not make it too extravagant. you know, in the years past, we've, you know, when the economy was different, you know, karate was cheaper, but as things go up, we have to,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
right? But we try to balance, not making it only for one group more than the other. So there's a healthy balance within our school itself.
And how does someone access the scholarships that you spoke of?
You have to ask for it,
Yeah.
right? Usually, like, parents come to us and you know, I have a problem with my kid, and for me that says a lot if the parent comes first and says this. Sometimes it's a school that calls and says, you know, we have this one or these ones. Is there something? Do you think you can help? I say, well, I can try. I can't guarantee anything. And then, you know.
Leon, I want to.
It's time to wake up, Leon. But it is also time for a demo. So we are putting you on the spot, and we know you're training for your competition. Should we try a kata?
Sure.
Yeah, because we're not gonna put you in a fight here.
I'm going to do a kata that I think can fit in this space. So he's
Or
going
half
to
of it at least.
do
Yeah.
his best not to fall off the stage.
Who wants to volunteer?
Well,
Don't be too excited. Okay,
yeah,
Sensei,
don't
that's
both
your
raise their
choice.
hands.
Yeah.
It's not about volunteer. They already know who is going to do
Oh.
it.
Oh,
Okay, so they'll just take off your mic for you, and we're gonna see what a kata looks like. Go ahead.
I want to ask you a bigger question. My final question, something bigger than just this competition. There seems to be an absence of clubs in certain municipalities. Corozal, for example, is a dry. Dangriga, there appears, I don't know of any in Dangriga.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that there's none in Toledo. What do you think would assist to get an expansion of clubs? Because I'm sure you'd be very happy to see more clubs nationwide and to see the discipline grow. What do you think? And it's a very important discipline. What do you think would make it grow?
Well, you know, I mean, the government can help, obviously. So it's, you know, we're in Kaya, Belize and Orange Rock on our own because the instructors are pushing because we want to get it done. You know, it takes a lot to start a club because if you're going, then you have to look at the business aspect.
Yes.
You're going to pay rent to somebody, so you need to get a
You gotta equip it.
Right, you have to equip it. Equipment can come afterwards, but first you need to have enough students to cover the cost of paying rent.
Yeah.
Just a mindset change consciously of people, the way they look at extracurricular activity. You know, people just think school and it's okay. Most people, most parents who are not realized think that school is okay. They realize that school is just one dimension of creating, you know, a proper citizen, a proper child. So
A whole child.
right, a whole child. You know, so just just the mindset of people who look at it, oh, karate.
And so the details of the competition, it's gonna be in Orange Walk.
Right, at Buffalo's College, at their auditorium.
Yeah.
And if you want to spectate, it's $5 for adults and $3 for kids. And there's going to be a bill there.
Orange Walk tacos, yeah.
Right, Orange Rock Tacos, if you're that type. And we don't sell alcoholic beverages at our sporting events, so, you know, maybe.
And it starts at 9 a.m. All right, and let's see a little bit of,
Start back
well, this
from
isn't
5.
what the fights are like, but this is what you do to earn your belt, right?
Yes.
Let's see.
1, 2.
All right.
And what he's actually doing is he's fighting someone in essence, and the person is just not there.
It's mimicking.
But he's
You have to
simulating.
you have to create the situation more than one person's.
Thank you, Ronan, for doing your kata on the spot. You still remember it. That's great. Thank you guys for coming in, and best of luck on Saturday.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, we're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll be joined by representatives of the Belize Diabetes Association, so stay tuned.